Is another live look at Santa as he is going to be near Canada in just about 4 minutes and 35 seconds right there. We're also going to be checking in with Christina Evans in just a little bit, but I did want to talk about some cultures and how various cultures are celebrating this Christmas holiday here at home and around the world. And I'm wondering if we could actually get to our megaphone poll right here. Take a look at this. So we're going to work. Don't worry. Santa is VIP tonight. We're going to be working to see how we can get that sound back, because again, he is flying high in the sky right there. And, you know, sometimes that cell phone service just might not be the best. But as we do this, I want to continue our live coverage with this because we want to interact with you. So this is what we're going to be doing. We're taking a look at various Christmas celebrations from around the world. We're going to start this 9 o'clock hour Eastern time with the Italian American Christmas Eve. So I want to ask you this, and you can actually vote along with us. You see the QR code right there on the upper right hand side of your screen. All you have to do is scan that QR code and vote. We want to test your knowledge on this Christmas Eve, or you can just log on to livenowfox.com/connect. So what is the traditional Italian American Christmas Eve dinner called? Is it the feast for the birth of Jesus, the feast of the 12 days, the feast with the families, or the feast of the 7 fishes? And to talk more about all of these Italian American traditions, I do want to bring in Michael Giovine, who is a professor of anthropology at Westchester University. And so we're going to be pivoting over to him as we continue our live coverage right here. And Michael, we appreciate you taking the time. I do see that you are in your family's kitchen right there. Michael, it does appear that you are muted. If you could just have your photographer unmute your microphone, that would be fantastic. All right, so this is what we're going to do, because it does appear that we might be having some technical difficulties, and you know, it is Christmas Eve, and so sometimes these things happen right here. So we are going to be just taking a 2-minute break here on Live Now from Fox, continuing, and we appreciate everyone who is voting right here. It looks like Feast of the 7 Fishes is winning. So we're going to step away for a 2-minute break, working to get our technical issues under control on this Christmas Eve. In the meantime, we're going to continue to let you take a look at this live NORAD shot. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Track Santa Now, our Live Now from Fox Christmas Eve special, and we appreciate you joining us right here. It does look like our senior producer, Julianne, might have fixed that cell phone signal with Santa, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and bring him in. Again, he is flying around the world, and he is very high in the sky, so sometimes these things happen on live TV right here. But it does look actually like he's joining us via Zoom. I love this technology. And so Santa, you're joining us live right here. Can you hear us at all? All right, it does not appear as though Santa can hear us. And again, we're just going to pivot as we continue our live coverage. So this is what we're going to do. And you got to love live TV, right? This is Christmas Eve, and we appreciate you making us part of your tradition right here. So before the break, we were asking you this. What is the traditional Italian-American Christmas Eve dinner called? And it looks like the majority of you have voted Feast of the 7 Fishes. So is that correct? Well, we're going to bring in our Italian-American professor. He is the authority on this. Michael, thank you for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. We appreciate it.
Hi, Stephanie. Thanks for having me. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I appreciate it, because I know that you are with your family. And so again, you know, sometimes these things can, you know, take a turn. But you're talking about this very special tradition for Christmas Eve, and I see that you have a beautiful spread. You know, share more with us about what we're taking a look at and why is this so special?
Sure. Well, first of all, welcome to Hawthorne, New Jersey and North Jersey, where we're celebrating the Vigilia di Natale, otherwise known as the Feast of the Seven Fishes. And, you know, as you can see here, we have at least 7 kinds of fish. It's a multi-course Italian-American feast the night before Christmas. But we don't really count how many fish we have. I think I counted today just for this, and we have about 10 or 11 different kinds of fish. But anyway, so for this, the reason why we do this is kind of interesting because Italian Americans, we think that this is very much, you know, kind of connecting us with the homeland, with Italy. But actually in Italy, at least in the north and central Italy, they don't eat fish on Christmas Eve at all. They eat they eat meat, they eat tortellini and brodo, just chicken soup. But in southern Italy, where, you know, most of us came from between the 1890s and the 1920s, you know, they do eat some kind of fish, but it's really not the big deal that it is for us here in America. You know, sometimes people ask why we eat 7 fish. What's the number 7? Nobody really knows. I mean, there's 7 sacraments, you know, Genesis. It took 7 days to create the universe. In the New Testament, you got the 7 loaves and fishes. But probably, you know, in Aramaic, Jesus often said it was like, you know, 70 times 7, he would say a lot, which basically means abundance. And that's exactly what this feast is known for. So in the Middle Ages and up until when, you know, the Italian Americans left, you know, this was really thought of as, you know, you have to eat fish because you can't eat meat on the Christmas Eve. But of course, they didn't have a lot of fish in Italy at the time. But when we came to America, we saw all the abundance of food that we can have. You know, your all-you-can-eat breadsticks and your, you know, giant pizzas and things like that we have now. You know, kind of snowballed. And so we have tons and tons of different kinds of fish. Each family has their own, and part of it is a mix between the kind of traditions from the places where they came from in Italy, and then a mix of kind of what other Italian Americans eat. So my family, this family who's here now, we're from Benevento, and actually they came in the 1950s, so we're a newer Italian American family. But Benevento is near Naples, so a lot of the stuff that we have is Neapolitan.
This looks so amazing. And Michael, I know that we are kind of encroaching on some of your celebration with your family. You're actually joined by your entire family. I have to say I appreciate them for keeping their voices just a little bit. I know they're certainly not quiet as we were testing this out.
It's really hard for Jersey Italian Americans.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to pan around? We would love to say hi.
Do you want to see the fish real fast or no?
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you take us around?
All right, so you can see a bunch of different foods here. So we have the antipasti, so the beginning fish. So you have, I'll start over here. These are fried smelt or sardines. This is very popular in Palermo, Sicily. It's popular in Naples. We have, of course, calamari, right? Calamari, which is squid. This is an American crab cakes, you know, that we also kind of mix. The antipasti, we often kind of transition into the real, what we think is the real Italian food. And then, you know, for our first course is always pasta. So we have 2 different kinds. I grew up always having pasta aglio olio, which is aglio is garlic, so garlic and olive oil. We put pine nuts and actually sometimes raisins, and then you see alici, which is anchovies that's in there. This is another pasta that we have. It's with red sauce, with a spicy red sauce, and scungili. So scungili is like a sea conch. It's like a conch shell. And then we would move to the last course, the main course, where we have different, you know, the real kind of things that we don't normally eat except on Christmas Eve. So we have eel, capidon, as they say in dialect, or anguilla. And we have bacala, which is a staple. I think all Italian Americans, you know, that do the Feast of the Seven Fishes, you have to have salted codfish. Salted codfish is probably I think it's like one of the most popular dishes all throughout, you know, the Western world. From lutefisk is the same thing up in the north, and bacalao and stuff in Spain and Portugal. This is we have clams, of course, over here. My favorite is actually stuffed escarole stuffed, and again, the stuffing would have anchovies in it as well. I love seafood salad, so it's a nice and bright salad, and that has at least 7 kinds of fish in it. We have mussels, clams, scungile, calamad. What else do we have?
That looks amazing, Michael, and I appreciate you taking the time to share each and every single dish with us. I noticed that you also have an audience of sorts, and we would love to say hello to your family before we have to get to a 2-minute break right there. Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you for sharing Michael with us and allowing us to delay some of your festivities. We appreciate it. I love the family celebration. That is what it's all about. Michael, thank you so much for taking the time. It's just fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. Thanks so much for having me. Buon Natale. Merry Christmas.
Buon Natale. I love it. Yes. And if you were listening into Michael, we want to ask you, so what is the traditional Italian-American Christmas Eve dinner called? Okay, polls are closed, folks. And our Live Now from Fox viewers, very smart, because 64% of you chose the right answer. It is the Feast of the Seven Fishes. So thank you so much for taking the time to vote with us. We appreciate it. And we're going to be having these interactive polls throughout the night. Once again, I do want to share this live look with you of the NORAD as Santa is making his journey around the world right here. And it looks like they are headed for Cape Cod, tracking over the Atlantic in just about 40 seconds or so. And I know that you did see Santa just a short time ago. We have been having some technical difficulties. As you can see, he is dodging some tricky weather conditions right there. And so what we're going to do is this. We're going to step away for another 2-minute break here on Live Now from Fox, continuing our live coverage as we work to have Santa rejoin us here. And don't you worry, we are going to make that happen. Christmas miracles do occur. We're going to